Alright everybody, welcome to this tutorial. It's been a while since I did my last tutorial. Actually, I think it's been quite a few years. Maybe I should try to do this more consistently just to show you how I produce my tracks. But yeah, let's just dive straight into it. In this tutorial, I would like to show you how I produced a remix of the Australian DJ called Seal and his track called You Are Mine. So let's get to it. So first off, it's the percussion part. This is where we have all our drums, the claps, the hi-hats, the loops. Especially for me, I like to use shaker loops. So the percussion part is the one marked with the yellow right here. So this is my kick, a V-dub kick. And then I have this snare, a clap, hi-hat, and then a shaker loop, yet another shaker loop, and then the traditional white noise. It's always good to use white noise just to fill out the gaps in the song. At least that's what I use it for. Okay, so if I mark this section right here, then let's see how that sounds. So this is my mixer, and here we can see that I used a percussion bus for this track. I more or less routed everything straight into the percussion bus, and this is the settings that I used for it. I have an EQ just to remove some low end and some high end. Then I have the Cashmere Essential plugin, which is very good to add some body to the bus and add some air and pressure, whatever details. Then I have a compressor. Then I have yet another compressor, another EQ, and then some reverb. And then for the kick, also Cashmere Essentials, just to give the kick some sub and transient also, and then an EQ. So that's how I went about that. So next up we have the bass. In this track I use, let's see here, 3 different basses. This is the first one from the plugin Nexus 4. So this is my slap house bass, and the next one is a boosted slap house bass, also from Nexus 4. And then I have a pitch bass, yet again from Nexus 4. And when the 3 of them is combined, it sounds like this. Alright, so this is how I decided to mix my bass. I used some R bass just to give it a little more body, an EQ, Cashmere Essentials. The plugin MSET just to make sure that the bass is in the middle of the mix, and also Fab Filter just to saturate the bass a little bit more. Maybe I should also say that I've added a respace, which is this one. I just think that it brings a lot more depth into the beat. Cool, so now let's move on to the vocal part. So for the vocals, I think this is where it gets very interesting. In my opinion, Seal has his own unique way of doing his vocals. I know that he uses the plugin called Vocaloid, which is a plugin that lets you type in words and then you can choose a voice, and then the voice will sing the words in the notes that you put in. I'm not sure if he used it for this specific track, but still I think that the vocals is quite unique. So this is the first one. I'm yours, say you'll never leave me. Hold on, don't ever let me go. And this is the plugins that I decided to use. So first off, I have the Soothe 2 to clean up the middle part of the vocal. Then I have the plugin called Manipulator to make some crazy effects such as build-ups. Then Grossbeat to make a gate effect. Then an EQ to remove some low end. Then a compressor. Then another compressor to make the vocal spark a little bit more. Another EQ, and then an auto-tune plugin in Taurus. So for the effect vocals, which I panned to the left and to the right side, it's more or less mixed the same way with the same kind of plugins, but the main difference is that I routed the vocals through a manipulator plugin so that the vocals sing in specific chords. So here is how that sounds. I'm yours, say you'll never leave me. Hold on, don't ever let me go. Yeah, you get the point. So now let's move on to the leads. Alright, so for the lead, here is the melody, and here is the leads that I've used. So the first one, actually more or less all of them is actually square leads. I really do love square leads, so yeah. But let's check out the first one. Quite thin, second square lead. The third lead is a supersaw from Nexus 4. Yet another square lead. Then we have this lead that I've made using Spire. Then we have a square lead. Another. And then we have this white noise lead just to make the sound seem more full. And when every one of them is combined, it sounds like this. And this is the plugins that I decided to use for the lead bus. All of them is actually routed to the lead bus right here. So the first one, Destructor, to make the lead fade in using that one. Then we have this Cashmere Essentials to give it some more details and expand it a little bit, make it more wide, give it some body. Then we have Soothe 2 to remove some high end. And then we have a flanger effect doing the build-ups, and then 2 EQs. Cool, so now let's move on to the effects. So for the effects, you can see them at the bottom right here with the pink color. It's the risers and impacts and stuff like that. And it can really make your track seem more interesting. So I've used risers and impacts and stuff like that. Also, every one of them is routed to the same bus. Soothe, parametric EQ, compressor, and stuff like that. So basically that's it. So when everything is combined, you get a remix, and then it sounds like this.
I am missing your touch, gives my light beating. Heaven is when I'm with you. You are mine, you are mine. Give my light beating. Heaven is when I'm with you. You are mine, you are mine. You are mine. Don't ever let me go. You are mine. You are mine. You'll never be alone. When I feel your sweet embrace again, take me to a special place again. Apart, floating all the night with you. Heaven is when
Alright guys, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. It means a lot to me. And also, if you have any ideas of what I should make a video of next, please let me know in the comments. My name is Fred Sahet. See ya!